Hello everyone and welcome back. My people, wonder they said shall never end. Yes, because what Nigeria mainstream media are afraid to tell the story of Nigeria. Now, India media are telling the story of Nigeria to the world. What a shame. So you guys know that after the bandits kidnapped the school children, like up to now, we have not had any reasonable information the whereabouts of those children. And what our president did is to come out and say that they are not going to pay any dime to those bandits in order to release those children, putting the life of those children in more dangers. Yes, my people. Because right now, the bandits, they have come out and said that they are giving federal government 20 days to pay the ransom, which is 1 billion, that if they refuse to pay, they're going to buy those children. My people, even though that Tinubu have other plans in order to rescue those children, are they even supposed to come out and say that they are not going to pay any money to, in order to rescue those children? For me, they are putting the life of those children in danger. So right now, what our mainstream media are afraid to tell us, like what is happening in Nigeria, other countries are there to tell the story of Nigeria. My people, what a shame. Like, what a shame. Just take a look and hear what this India media said about Tinubu. Because since this kidnap of these children, like, we have not seen, like, this thing is supposed to be like a state of emergency, honestly. But everyone is just going about doing his things, nobody cares, knowing very well that the parents of those children, they are in pain. Like, they want their children back. But Nigeria and Nigerians, we are just doing as if it doesn't matter. Now, kidnapping children have become a norm. Like, everyone we are used to it is not a new thing anymore. Nobody is bothered anymore. Oh my God, what a country. My people, just take a look and hear what this India media said about Bola Tinubu and the bandit that kidnapped the school children, and I will be right back.
Our next story is from Nigeria. Last week, we told you about a kidnapping. Almost 300 students were taken from their school during morning assembly. This was last Thursday. The children still haven't been found and no group has taken responsibility yet, but the kidnappers are expected to demand a large ransom for their release. Now, if this was happening on your watch, what would you do? Send out the army? Go meet the families of the victims? Set up base in the affected town until the children are found? All good options. But Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has different ideas. He did fly out yesterday, but he landed about 150 kilometers south of the affected village. He went to a different state. Why? To inaugurate an airport that has been renamed after him. So amid a spree of kidnappings, Nigeria's president chooses to inaugurate the Bola Tinubu airport. A crisis is unfolding under his nose, but Tinubu is busy cutting ribbons, which begs the question, how tone-deaf can you be? How can you ignore the plight of your citizens? These are some families from Kuriga, the village where the children were kidnapped.
We plead with the government to help us. We don't have any security in this community, no police outpost, no military presence, and no local vigilante. We are responsible for our own security, so anytime they want, they will invade the community and do whatever they feel like doing.
We don't know what to do, but we believe in God. We don't have security, no soldiers, no police to protect the school.
This problem we are facing, we are crying, looking for help from the government and God. But it is the gunmen that will decide to bring the children back.
They say they haven't received any help from the government. They're at the mercy of the bandits and they're anxiously waiting to get their children back. In this situation, inaugurating an airport seems absurd. Now, the Nigerian government will say that they are on top of things. They have reportedly deployed the army. They're apparently working with the Air Force and local vigilante groups as well. But so far, there have been no updates on the whereabouts of the children. Meanwhile, there have been more kidnappings. On Saturday, 15 more school children were taken, this time in the country's far north. In another case, kidnappers have come out with their ransom demand. This is for 16 people who were kidnapped on the 28th of February. The kidnappers allegedly want 14 trillion naira. That's about 25 billion US dollars. Of course, that's a ridiculous amount, but it shows the impunity of the kidnappers. They've been getting bolder over the last few months. Since Tinubu came to power last May, an estimated 4,500 people have been kidnapped across the country. This is according to a consultancy based in Lagos in southern Nigeria. 4,500 kidnappings in the last 9 months on Tinubu's watch. It adds to his growing list of scandals. He's appointed his son-in-law to a high government post. His economic policies have caused the Naira to crash. The people have been suffering with rising inflation, and now kidnappings are rampant again. Amid all this chaos, Tinubu chooses to put his name on an airport. It shows his misplaced priorities and utter lack of tact.
And finally, we turn our attention to Nigeria's northern Kaduna state, where on March 8th, a gang kidnapped at least 286 school children. Now, it's been about a week, and the whereabouts of the children remain unknown. There's been no breakthrough despite the deployment of dozens of search parties. And now the kidnappers have reached out with a ransom demand of 1 billion Nigerian naira. Our next report explains the unfolding crisis.
This is 13-year-old Aminu Abdullahi. On the 8th of March, he left home for school as he usually would, holding hands with his elder brother, 15-year-old Aminu Usman. But the moment the two brothers reached the school, a tragedy unfolded. Panic gripped the school as motorcycle-riding armed men, cloaked in military attire, stormed in.
The bandits came on motorcycles and started shouting and shooting, and all the students ran away and went to the nearby bush. When I was running, one of the bandits was following me, but I was dodging because he was following me on a bike. I was running around looking for a way to escape, and I was able to run across the road and ran inside the bush and came back home from there.
Aminu Abdullahi escaped, but unfortunately his elder brother could not. Armed men abducted 286 children and staff members from a school in Nigeria's Kuriga. Innocent kids who went to school as students ended up as hostages. 6 days on, their parents are still waiting for their children to come home. The kidnappers have demanded a ransom of 1 billion naira, which is about $2,000 per hostage, a cruel price for the lives of innocent souls. The kidnappers have set a 20-day deadline. They say if the ransom is not paid, they will kill all 286 children.
How can these gunmen come and carry our children? This is the reason why I am so sad. This is our Kuriga. Please, Your Excellency, help us.
The government has deployed dozens of officials to look for the missing children. The officials have been directed to sweep through forest areas to look for them. But so far, little detail has emerged. Families of these children say they don't trust the government and that the time is running out.
Since this happened, my brain has been scattered. I can't even walk around because I'm worried about the children and their condition. My child didn't even eat breakfast before leaving. It's been 2 days now and we don't know anything.
The incident in southern Nigeria has been the biggest mass kidnapping targeting a school since 2021. But Nigeria has been struggling with the problem of mass abductions for years now. The country's soil has been stained with the tears of countless families torn apart by senseless violence. Such kidnappings were first carried out by jihadist group Boko Haram in 2014. About 276 teenage schoolgirls were kidnapped from the Borno state. In 2018, over 110 girls from the Yobe state were kidnapped by insurgents. In 2020, over 300 boys were abducted from the Katsina state by gunmen on motorcycles. In 2021, about 300 schoolgirls were kidnapped in a nighttime raid from the Zamfara state. The Boko Haram tactic is now being adopted by several criminal gangs. These new gangs mostly have no political or religious affiliation, but they commit these mass kidnappings for money. According to reports, over 4,500 people have been kidnapped after President Bola Tinubu assumed office in May 2023. In most cases, almost all the kidnapped were released for ransom payments after weeks or months in captivity. With their faith in the authorities dwindling over the years, family members of those kidnapped usually pool in their savings for ransom money. But the Nigerian president has asked the families in Kuriga to not pay even a dime to the kidnappers. For now, the helpless parents stare out of their windows with uncertainty. Not knowing if they will ever be able to hold their children again, they cling on to the fragile threads of hope, praying for a miracle.
Chai, this is so heartbreaking, honestly. I can't even imagine what the parents of those children are going through right now, knowing very well that they don't even know the fate of their children, whether they are coming back or not. And they say it here, that they don't trust their government. And that is just the truth, my people. And I hope you guys saw how they said it as it is, without no fear, without no favor for anybody. And this is how it's supposed to be. But come to our mainstream media here, when they are talking, they will bend mouth because they don't want sanction. So, my people, this is the only one that gets to the news. What happened to those ones that we don't know anything about? Is only God that can help us. Like, I really feel for the parents of those children. I pray that their children come back to them. So, my people, I would love you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this video? And if today is your first time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thanks so much for sharing my video. I truly appreciate you all. Yes, I will leave you guys here till my next one. Bye-bye for now.